Let's see. Yep, it works now.
There
That's
we
what it is. See, growing pains, people. Growing pains. I bet you can hear us now.
We'll see. We're close.
Yeah, we have like a 30-second delay?
There it is.
Yep. Yep. All right.
Now we know.
I had the mics plugged in the wrong thing. Sorry.
We thought
But-
we knew that, and then we changed
Oh well,
it. And then
we sat
maybe-
there and checked it. Like it was 10 minutes early. Like we were 10 minutes early,
we
and I
were
was
ready
like,
to go.
yeah, we were like
10
ready to
minutes,
go.
10 minutes early.
And I'm sitting there checking the mics and everything's good. And I even had him. I'm like, yep, hear it, everything's good. And then I get over here and I'm like, why is it not working? So here we went. Anyway, we're still trying to get it figured out. But anyhow,
Let me get the comments pulled back up here, just in case
yeah.
somebody wants to holler at us.
Yeah, we got Brad in the comments. Brad calls me about an hour ago, a little over an hour ago. He said, I'm still making deliveries. I'm not going to make it. So it's just us two tonight. But anyhow, we're here. We're going to smoke through this thing too, because I want to watch Volusia tonight, because it has been amazing. All this past weekend, the racing on Thursday night, Friday night, they got winded out Saturday night. I know you said you hadn't watched it yet.
I hadn't. I actually asked Brad earlier today. I'm like, Brad, update me on what's
Man,
been going on at Volusia.
It was so good. Last year, I was really worried about it being a dud again. I'm kind of surprised that they went back. Justin Peck murdered them last year, and it wasn't even close. The racing wasn't even good, and then the 410s went there the next week, and it was really great, or great as Volusia can be anyway. But man, this past weekend, it was fantastic. I mean, they were slipping and sliding all over the place. There was 3, 4, 5 people battling for the lead and second there for the longest the other night. And I know Tyler Courtney won both nights, but dude, it's by far been one of the best shows I've ever watched there. So, yeah, I don't know what they did different. They've been working the track differently, but night and day difference from last year. It was actually entertaining this past weekend, and it's going on right now. Brad sent me a video of somebody had a pretty bad tumble in he sent that to both of us, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I can't remember who that was.
I can't remember who it was either, but somebody had a pretty bad tumble in the heat race just earlier, right before we come up here. But yeah, night and day difference. I'm glad to see that the races are going good down there. I've been a little surprised that I kind of thought Sam Haferteet would be running a little better than he is. I thought he'd be more in the picture, but he's been just barely inside the top 10 at most of the time, and he just really hadn't showed out like I thought he would. But it has been pretty dang good. You pull it up?
I just shared that on Facebook. Let everybody know we're up and I mean, people are probably going to wait another extra 20 minutes before they log in tonight.
I'm about to say most people aren't used to us being on time.
I mean, what have we been? We've been 30 minutes late, and then we were
minutes late
45 minutes late.
Yeah, I think we were 45 minutes late. The first, because we did the last week, we did everything from home.
Yeah.
And then the week before that, you were still painting the board, so we were like 45 minutes
well,
late.
that wasn't the only reason we were 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's
late.
not the only reason, but anyway,
it did contribute greatly.
It contributed, but anyhow, we're here now, episode 28. 28. I can't believe we made it this far.
I'm surprised.
Me too.
I mean, I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised. You know,
Yeah.
I thought we would push through it, but I didn't think that we would be. People would be interested at 28.
Well, I figured by now it'd just be 3 of us. And
just hanging out,
just hanging out, nobody watching. Maybe a couple people from, maybe in the house or.
I don't speak too soon because we're not far off. Not tonight, anyway.
Yeah,
that's okay. I mean, we hadn't been on time.
I was gonna say
that's the thing. When you get off a schedule, people get off a schedule too. So if we're not gonna take it serious, they're not gonna take it serious.
Well,
we're taking it serious. We're just learning curving. So that's all.
It's not that we haven't taken it seriously. It's just. We've been running into problems, but we also, we do this because we want to. It's just for fun. But it is a lot of work.
I was
mean,
gonna say
it's
it's
a lot of work.
probably a lot of our problem might be because we're taking it too serious.
Well, I don't
Taking
know.
it too serious and biting off more than we can chew at one time.
Maybe, but I mean, it's a ton of work, and if we spent a lot of time, we would never have these issues, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we have jobs, we got other things we're trying to do, and you know, we do this when we can, and I don't know anything. I'm not a technical person whatsoever. I don't
You
know
know
anything.
everything, brother. You're the one that got it up and running.
Well,
So
no, I only have Will. I've only got what Will, you know, showed me, and I've been trying to figure it out all day today. But man, I don't know anything about. I learned real quick going into Final Cut, which is what we've been or what we did use, you know, because in the early episodes we were just doing it like we would record and then go back edit,
yeah,
and that's what Will had, and I was just kind of trying to learn how to use Final Cut, and I I couldn't figure it out. And whenever I would try to go back and like pull videos down and get it to where you could cut them, well, it turns out there's like so many videos. God bless Will. Will had never been to a race before. There was so many videos that was not of me or Brad. It was a lot of midget racing and just other classes in the computer, and I'm like, I'll never even find us. And I'm sitting there having to go through everything one by one in these 15, 20-minute long videos. I'm like, man, I can't figure this out today. And
yeah.
I mean, that was
That's a
just
lot. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shortcuts you can do. Anyway, we're getting back down into the science of doing this and not talking about racing like we're supposed to be.
Yeah, but
that's what people are here for.
Yeah, but anyway, you know, I love doing this. I really enjoy it.
I do too.
I wish I had more time to put into it. And I mean, we've put a lot of time, but we could use a little bit more, you know.
Yep.
But
that's one thing I've started to kind of prioritize my Mondays. It's like my Mondays is my billing day most of the time anyway. Yeah. Whether I work or not, I got to do my billing. So I've started kind of not scheduling big jobs on Mondays because I got somewhere to be at 7, really before that to get set up and get ready to go.
Yeah.
And
well, that's kind of
started scheduling around it now.
That's kind of the advantage that you and I have over it than Brad does. Brad's at the mercy of you know, the truck and getting calls and having to go deliver, and that's what he was telling me on the phone. He said, I got a delivery that's done popped up and I gotta take it, so he's got to do it. But anyway, so that's why he's not here tonight. So you just got us, so we're unsupervised. All the kids are unsupervised.
Y'all know what that means.
The adults not here.
It's a NASCAR night.
Is it?
I've been trying all day to get them to talk about NASCAR, and nobody's really showed a lot of interest in NASCAR. But my whole list is all NASCAR except for 2 things. Well, I guess 3 things.
Well, I
had Volusia.
I got other things I wanted to bring up too. And again, my notes are on my phone, and I forgot to write them down before I started recording. But I did want to quiz you a little bit on the Ram deal. What's it called again? This is
Are you talking about? So you want to start from the beginning on that deal?
I guess just fill me in. I've seen the shorts and stuff on it on social media, but like I don't know who's in it. What are they racing for? Like, what is it?
So what the viewer might not know, which most of us probably kind of know what's going on, unless you're completely dirt track like Brad and don't keep up with any of the NASCAR stuff or any other racing news. Ram has decided they came back with the V8s. They're on a big truck push. They're wanting to get back in NASCAR and really push this American idea of automotive, whatever. You know, get away from it all. It all started when the electric vehicle stuff went in the can with Trump. So Ram's getting back on that. They're joining NASCAR. They've partnered with Colleague Racing.
Yep.
And Colleague has 5 seats that they're trying to fill. One of them is, I don't know that it's going to be a full-time, but 4 full-time seats.
I was going to say there's 4 full-time seats, and then they've got a 5th truck that they just put.
Yeah.
Okay, like that's the one that Tony Stewart's going to be driving.
I was going to say, just to continue on with that, they've got, right now they have 4 named drivers. This coming, not this weekend, but next weekend at Daytona, Tony Stewart's going to be driving the 25. Brennan Butterbean Queen is going to be driving number 12. He's coming up from ARCA, if I remember right. Daniel Dye is going to be in number 10, and Justin Haley is driving number 16. And those, the 12, 10, and 16, if I understand correctly, are going to be racing every single week. And then the 14 seed is what Brandon's talking about. They're calling this big, they got this big media push. It's called Race for the Seat. And they've released, as of yesterday, 5 episodes on YouTube with 15 drivers from all different disciplines of driving. Traditionally oval, but there's a couple guys that are doing road course stuff, but American style racing, traditional circle track stuff, majority mainly. There's some dirt in there too, but they're bringing these guys on, and these guys are pretty recognizable names. Some of them are. Some of them are not. Some of them are just like guys you haven't heard of. Anyway, 5 episodes down. I've watched all 5 of them because I've really enjoyed. The truck series is my favorite series of racing. I've said that on here before, but if y'all don't know, that's my favorite series. So I'm really interested in this, and I'm really interested in Ram bringing their stuff into this deal. I'm hoping that there's another. I hope it leads to a whole partnership with NASCAR, and they got and Dodge has cars all the way through the Cup Series. What I'm hoping for on this deal. I think it only makes the racing better. But they're putting these guys in these trucks, and these 15 guys are doing a number of challenges that they've listed out, and based on their performance in each one, they're putting a scale, and it's basically a long-term project to see who is going to get to drive that colleague car, the number 14 car. They have not announced that guy yet. I mean, we're a week and a half away from Daytona, and they've still not announced that guy yet.
The episode you're watching, it's on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
So
yeah, and I believe they're on Fox as well.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. So they're not live, are they?
No.
They're not live.
No.
So, like, who knows when it was recorded?
That's with the way it's looking, it was shot probably last fall, just because
really?
You can tell it's cool outside. They're in Virginia. They're in North Carolina. It's obviously fall. The trees are all turning.
What I was getting at was they probably already know now.
They do.
They already know now. They're just releasing every episode. How often are they doing the episodes?
I don't know the release schedule. I noticed that episode 5 was released yesterday when I watched episode 5 this morning. I noticed it was released yesterday, and the other episodes had been released over the last week, because I started noticing them pop up on my YouTube algorithm last week sometime. I never had time. I didn't have time to start watching until this weekend.
Okay.
But it's been really neat to watch them do it. I mean, we're constantly, for those of y'all that don't know, we're constantly talking about the way the sport is going. Like, me and Brandon are constantly discussing ideas and ways to grow our image, and like the way that the sport is just trending. If you want to be a professional driver and get paid to drive, you have to do certain things. And these challenges they've lined up have really, I mean, they're hard challenges. Not only do they have to drive the car, but they have to do other things that are going to pertain to racing. They put them in situations that they don't even know they're being watched in.
So this is an off-track thing too.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
so I didn't know that. I thought they were just racing it out.
No, this is every minute of their day.
Really?
They're getting well, every minute of their day that they're with the people that are looking to hire them. They're being watched to see how they interact with one another, how they interact with others, how they interact with media, how they interact with like all of it. And it's really cool, because the guys that they have on there, I mean, my favorite guy, and the guy that I'm kind of hoping to get the seat, is Minnie Tyrell. He's been racing. I mean, he's a pretty well-known name.
I've seen him racing a lot of Cars Tour races and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's a Cars Tour guy. I really like him. He's kind of prominent.
Hard name to forget.
It is a hard name to forget. But you get to see guys like that where you already, if you watch Cars Tour, you already know who he is.
Yeah.
But then you get to see other guys, like there's 15 guys, and 10 of the guys, I don't know who they are. I've never seen them before. They're not in my
That was my
wheelhouse.
next question. Was like, do I even know any of these guys? But
You probably don't. If you kept up with some niche, like I recognize there's one kid that drives a modified car. I recognize his name, but I didn't know who he was. He's a young guy, so I didn't know who he was until um, like I recognize the name, but that's about it. Just
yeah.
recognition from
I know
watching
you said
Whelen Tour.
Butterbean.
Butterbean is already
Butterbean.
driving. Butterbean is established
Oh, he's
driver.
already
Yeah,
okay. Those are the
he's
ones that's already
yeah,
driving.
he's not
Okay,
in.
okay,
Butterbean can drive a race car.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
proven that
yeah,
for years now
yeah.
in ARCA, and then
Okay.
he's raced up in trucks last year a
I
little
thought
bit.
I was
Did
under the
pretty good.
impression they were. I misunderstood you. I guess that's the ones that's already
No,
in the
those
ride.
guys have
Okay,
rides
all right.
already. They're for sure in. I think he might have been one of the when Ram was coming in. You knew that there were going to be seats open, and you knew that guys were going to be able to come up, and he was one of the guys that got to come up. And I don't know a lot about Daniel Dye. I don't know. I can't remember where he came from.
It's kind of funny. The names I have seen. I haven't seen all of them, but the names I have seen a little bit. I recognize them from playing NASCAR 25, the game. That's the only way I recognize.
Well, I mean, the other one, it's Tony, Butterbean, and Justin Haley, aside from Daniel Dye. So, and then the leaderboard, there's a couple guys in when episode 5 quit. Minnie Tyrell is at the lead.
How many episodes are left? Do you know?
I don't know. They didn't say how many they were going to release.
I mean, if Daytona's next week, then
but they're talking about.
I feel like they should tell us. Soon.
Well, they're talking about I know after watching that episode today, I'm pretty sure there's at least 2 more challenges left.
Really? Okay.
They kind of at the end of 4 and at the beginning of 5, they kind of acted like it was halfway through. So I mean, it could be 10 episodes of this.
I saw some shorts. Like I saw a short earlier today, and this kid had wrecked a late model off into a tire barrier. It was number 16 car. That's the only thing I've even watched of it. But it was a short. Like I said, it was on Facebook too. That's the only thing I've seen of it.
Yeah, that kid's name is Trevor. And I mean, it's like
I'm gonna be clearing my throat a lot, just so you know.
You watch it, and you feel for these guys because, like, I don't know. Some of them I feel like I could go drive with. I've never been in a car. I mean, but then you see, but like that wasn't that's because he hit the tires because that's not his style of racing. He was in a brand new car on he doesn't road course race. He didn't know. I mean, when you think about it, especially when you're in a group of cars, if you're going in and you're trying to hit marks, but you've got cars in front of you that are driving into their marks, it's easy to miss a mark and miss your break point, and next thing you know, you're driving in too deep.
Yeah,
downshifting. And you've got to deal with the downshifting and all that. If you're not used to it, that can be pretty.
Yeah, and then they don't get any practice. They just throw them out there.
They get a little bit. I think on that one where he had that wreck, they qualified, so they ran X amount of laps. I can't remember how many laps they had.
So that qualifying practice at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm. But then today they had their first late model oval race, and there were 3 guys that moved. Well, I guess one of them they anticipated being in the top, but two drivers made their mark on because that's what they do. They oval race all the time, and it was apparent like they came from the bottom of their groups. They've classified these 15 drivers into 3 groups. RAM is how they rank them. M being the bottom, R being the top. And 2 guys out of those 2 bottom groups really showed out in that 5th episode. And it's like it wasn't enough points to get them to the top, but if they have if they back half like they front half, that's a drag racing term for y'all out there, then they're screwed. But if they back half like they just did their last challenge, I don't know, they might be racing for a seat.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of off track stuff that makes a big difference in that. I mean, everybody knows you have to be marketable. I mean, if they're going to pay for these, that's the other thing. This is a paid seat.
Yeah.
This is a free ride.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been selected because they're good at what they do, but aside from that, it is a free ride for them to race in this series, which is, I mean, what's a truck race cost? $125?
I got a price on this last year out of curiosity, and I pretty sure I was told it was like $125,000 per race.
Yeah, I think that's pretty reasonable. I
Yeah.
think you might get in the lower stuff a little bit closer to 100, maybe a little bit below, but I think 125 is going to
Well,
put
that
you
was
in the race.
supposed to be like top notch, and I want to say that was Thor Sport.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Thor Sport was like a flat rate, 125,000 per race. Don't matter where it is. That's what it is.
and that's not counting your damage fees or anything like that. That's just to get an opportunity in the seat. So these guys are, I mean, there's a lot of pressure for these 15 guys to go into this. I mean, if they understand completely what this is, I mean, if they go and succeed, all of a sudden they have an opportunity to race for money and be successful in racing, or at least pick up sponsorships and not cost them nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that's important to remember, because these guys have to pay for their seats somehow. I mean, they're going to have to pull somebody into that seat that when he gets out of the car, I'm a Corey Haim fan, big Corey Haim fan. Is he the best post-race interviewee? No.
Well,
no, he's not.
But he's got some personality.
He does have personality.
He was singing karaoke after the award ceremony. Did you see that?
I did. He does have personality.
So
I'm not saying, but he's also bringing sponsorship in, so he doesn't have to, because he's bringing something to the table for his seat.
Yeah.
But these guys aren't. So I know, knowing the business side of it, I know they're looking for a guy that when he gets out of the car is going to bring brand recognition. He's going to bring something somebody wants to be one day.
Yeah.
You know, I think back to Josh Berry. Like, he's an example. You can race at the top from the bottom. Like, you can race into it.
Yeah.
With hard work.
Yeah.
But then again,
It's
when
so
I look
rare.
at Josh, it's like, are his post-race interviews the best? Probably not. But I don't know.
Well,
I'm just,
well,
I
hang on.
really,
what do you want the race interview to be like, though? Like, what do you look?
I like Carson Hosfar's post-race interviews.
Well,
I love that.
Yeah.
Ty Gibbs,
Yeah.
another good one, because when he gets upset, you don't know exactly what you're going to get
Yeah.
when he comes out of the car. Kyle Busch,
Yeah.
Tony Stewart.
You want everybody to have like a
I want
reckless
some
kind of.
No, I don't want him to have a reckless style. I want him to get out. Brad Keselowski when he's mad. I love those post-race interviews, because you can tell the driver cares. Like Denny Hamlin when he lost at Phoenix.
Yeah.
That post-race interview sucked, actually, but you could tell there was a reason it sucked. It's because he was truly broken.
Yeah.
For a little bit, and you could see it.
His face was as wide as the board behind you.
Right.
Like when just sitting in the car.
I love to see the guys that care, and I think a lot of times we get, and I'm going to use Chase Elliott, not so much his old stuff, because he used to be a guy, but now that last year he finished mid-pack, had a pretty decent season, but he finished mid-pack. The majority of his post-race interviews are pretty boring, because his race was pretty boring. Yeah. Kyle Larson is a professional. When he gets out of the car, it's just facts.
Yeah.
I like watching him race, but his post-race interviews is like, it's just Kyle Larson.
Yeah.
He raced this week 5 times already. I mean,
yeah, he's had some deep, but it usually has to end up with some kind of controversy, you know, for the interview to be good. And he, you know, the gravel stuff was pretty funny. The Bubba stuff was pretty funny, you know, like those interviews and things like that. But that hardly ever seems to happen.
Well, when you win all the time, you don't necessarily have to. But there's a line there. Like, if you're gonna be terrible, you gotta have, like, I'm gonna use Carson Hosfar, not because I'm a hater, because I'm a fan of Carson Hosfar, but like, he's been on the verge of winning a lot, but he also DNF'd, I think, 7 or 8 races last year.
Yeah.
But he can stay in the mainstream conversation because of who he is and the energy he brings in the post-race and in his weekly stuff.
Yeah.
He's constantly bringing something to the table. Whereas your Denny Hamlins, your Kyle Larsons, Christopher Bell, I think he's actually a good post-race interviewer. All these guys that are winning 2-3 races a year, they don't need, they're selling by winning the deadgum race. They don't need to sell their post-race stuff.
Yeah. Well, like Carson and Rajah, like a lot of those guys, they get on Twitch and sit there and talk to fans for 5-6 hours at a time. Feels like sitting there iRacing. And then like I have binge watched a lot of Carson's videos, like of all of his Twitch stuff of him just sitting there iRacing, because he's got a ton of funny comments.
Yeah, he never shuts up.
Yeah, he don't
he's
shut
constant.
up. Yeah, but that's entertaining. You know, he's entertaining to watch. And like you, that's why I'm kind of a fan
Well,
of
that's
his.
what you need in these guys that are having a paid for seat. You need a guy that maybe not come on like Carson, but you need a guy that can come on and be somewhat similar to that, where there's a relationship that can be had to bring fans
And
in and to buy Ram trucks.
and to be fair with Carson, though, he's gotten a lot of eyeballs for a lot of wrong reasons too. He wrecked a lot of people, did a lot of stuff that
What have
was
I told you
pretty
a million
ridiculous.
times? Ain't no
What?
such thing as bad press.
But well, I
Press is
I
press.
understand what you're saying, but at the same time, the principle of it,
Yeah,
it's
I
not a
mean,
good.
he's running deep, messing people up, overdrove cars. I mean it,
Yeah,
but he's
a
young.
little.
He's young, and
Yeah.
every young driver has that. Now, if he's 10 years from now and still making the same mistakes, he's going to get put out to
Yeah.
pasture because nobody's going to want that. But the reason he can get by with it is because he does sell. I'd like to see Chili's numbers after this year, after Carson Hocevar was their main dude, see what kind of money they brought in, because there's people that are going to Chili's because Carson Hocevar.
I don't know. I hope Chili's is going to have flow on their TVs every week now.
I hope so too.
Watching Geo, we can get the sprint car stuff out there.
I'm sure they will. That's a good partnership.
Yeah,
It's
I think it will
partnership.
be, and I'm hopefully they Chili's can get the subscription to the flow and sit there, and you can have 2 or 3 TVs going around in there.
Hopefully they included that in their deal, and they just have it, have a real partnership.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
Chili's flow.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know the details on that, but
they're dumping a ton of money into it for sure. Speaking of Spire, I kind of wanted to go in on this topic because I'm curious what your opinion is on this. Jamie Ball the other day made a post on Facebook, and he was talking about, advertisement and teams going after sponsorship and the proper ways to do it. And this is not the only time I've heard this. I've heard this for many years, but you get it from building relationships with people. I mean, it's people you know, and you're not typically just gonna cold call somebody and get a sponsor. It's just not, more than likely that's not gonna happen. Well, he made a post, and I've seen these for years. Many people have done it. They post a picture of the race car, and they're like, "Hey, the 2026 season's about to start, and we're looking for partners to help us out this year," and all these things. And everybody in the comments is like, "Yeah, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Never." I've seen a lot of people do it. Never works. Nothing comes of it. A lot of drivers, me included, I've done it before too. Nothing ever comes from it ever. And what do I see the next day? I screenshot it and I posted it on Jamie's in the comments on that post. And I haven't seen if anybody's commented on it or not. Spire Motorsports did the same thing for their cup car. Had a picture of their cup car doing that. Why? Why would they do that?
I don't know. I didn't see that. I wish you would have sent it to me so I could read the comments on it.
Well, and you might could pull up YouTube and watch our comments here. I forgot to turn it on over there, but maybe see if anybody says anything. But
yeah, I'll pull it up.
That was just so bizarre to me because I'm like, I cannot believe that a cup team is actually posting this right now, and they're trying to get partners just out there just like that. Like, why?
I wonder if it's
is it like maybe it's like an engagement piece?
Maybe it's a joke about it.
You think?
Could be. I don't know. That would kind of, there's a big, Brad's brought it up before. There's a big conspiracy theory that Spire is actually a NASCAR funded team.
I'm wondering the same thing too, because of all the teams to do it, I wouldn't think they would do it. But especially if they're overpaying for charters, and then they paid $400,000 for this.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
charter
maybe
for the high limit
to the camouflage.
Yeah.
Maybe they are.
Yeah.
Or maybe they aren't. I don't know.
Yeah. It was just so strange to me to see that just so randomly. I've never seen a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a team that's.
I wonder if it was satire.
I don't know.
I wonder if it was just a
satirical. I'll screenshot it. Can you
satirical post about?
I wonder if I can. I don't know if I can look it up from here or not. I'm probably gonna have to log in to my Facebook. Man, I really wish I really need my phone down here.
There we go. Now there.
Okay, you still. I'm wondering if I can pull up Facebook from here because it was so strange to me.
Paper Teeth won the dash. Stormy
Oh, there you go. He
commented.
proved me wrong there. Stepping it up a little bit. Let's see. I don't know if I can do this or not. Surely I won't mess up the stream.
Stormy also said, we like raw emotion interviews, no robots.
Yeah. Well, you dang right.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody likes a bot. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get that down.
That'd be
I
all right.
don't want to mess with it. But see, this is where I'm learning. I'm trying to learn how can I make each show a little bit better. I'm really having to study a little bit here. But I wish I could pull it up. But yeah, it was a real ad though, and it had Spire Motorsports picture of a race car. It was like your ad here, and I mean it looked legit. It didn't look like it was AI, and it had the Spire Motorsports logo up at the top, like it was to their page. I don't know. I've never seen an established. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. An established cup team, truck team, whatever they're doing now, that overpaid for Kyle Busch Motorsports, in my opinion, that have overpaid for charters and have overpaid for the charter for the high limit deal. And they're looking
couldn't
for.
imagine. I couldn't imagine. I mean, you told me about a car that you found the other day that was for sale that was right there on the edge of what I could potentially afford. Turnkey car, ready to go.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine putting it out there on my Facebook and expecting it actually to do anything.
What do you mean?
As far as getting it on my level, I don't. What am I gonna do? My grandpa see it and send me a couple bucks? Like,
well,
who's gonna contribute
any
kind of substantial amount of money on Facebook? I'm thinking the same way with Spire. Like, what does your Facebook network have to look like?
Yeah.
I could see LinkedIn maybe potentially posting on LinkedIn, hey, we're looking for partners on this, because that's more of a business platform where that thing kind of happens. But Facebook kind of makes it seem like a joke.
Yeah. Well, I think I talked a little bit about this late last year because when Chase Howard was going to Phoenix, you remember he made the post about, hey, send me some money, we'll put your name on the deck lid of the car and all that stuff. Heck, we did. I sent him some money. I'm like, put Let Her Eat podcast on the deck lid, and he did.
Well, that's different though, because he had a dollar amount. He said for this amount of money, you can put your name on the car, and then he had specifically what it's going to be. He wasn't looking for a title sponsor.
Yeah.
He wasn't looking for somebody. And then what did that net him? I can't remember how many people he had.
I don't remember.
I wish I knew I wish I remembered how many he had on there so I could shame all of our viewers, because I think we pushed that too.
Yeah.
And nobody did it. So we let our boy down.
Well, I
we
think
let a local down.
And I'm just guessing, but I think I asked him maybe a week or so later. I'm like, how many did you get? Like, did you get any help? He's like, nah, not much.
It
was like 8 or 10 or something like that.
It didn't cover the deck lid.
Yeah, I was disappointed. I'm like, really? Like $20? People couldn't spare $20.
No.
I don't know it. And even like I said, which we're kind of getting a little off subject here, but I mean, people, when you're trying to do something better for yourself, people tend to be like, I'm not going to help them. I don't want to help them. I don't want to see them grow. I don't want to see them do better.
Some people are. Some people are not.
Some people are that way, but I mean, I was happy for him. I'm like, heck yeah, let's put Let Her Eat podcast on there. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I just wish he had a better ride so we could go up there into the front and race them boys. I'm pretty sure he could have done something if he had the car to keep up.
Yeah.
We'll get way off, so we start talking about that.
Yeah. But going back to the Ram thing, that's finally to me, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be done. That's how you should be trying to find your drivers. But not every team though can afford. That's why they're going after drivers with money. But
there's a lot of collaborations that are going on to make that happen. You've got NASCAR, you've got Colleague, and you've got Ram all coming together to put up the money to put up. I mean, because they had 5 cars racing and then 1 backup car for sure, maybe 2 backup cars out there in their late model stuff. And they've done karts, they've done late models, 2 late model races, and then 1 Legends race. So they're funding these cars, and then they're putting up money for these drivers. Like if you win your group challenge, you get to race for a cash prize for the net. At the end of that, the top 3 drivers get to race for cash money. That's a pretty substantial amount of cash money.
Yeah.
I mean, they're racing for $5,000 a piece per challenge.
Yeah. Well,
So, so like, you could probably do it differently, but you'd have to which I know that's Denny's whole reason for the lawsuit is to get a little bit more cash flow in the business so that they can go out and find drivers that are actually good.
Yeah.
And now they can't because they have to get money. I mean, we just talked about it with the Heim stuff.
Yeah.
Which he's probably the best driver. So
Yeah.
that's a bad example. But your guys that are really good like that, my favorite NASCAR interview of last year was when Ross Chastain was on the Bear Grease podcast. And his comment that I will never forget it, he said, there are guys that I raced with growing up that deserve to be, well, not deserve, he didn't say deserved, he said they are better than me. The difference is his family was better at the business of NASCAR.
Yeah.
And if you have, if racing is, you're always going to have business ties to NASCAR. It's never going away. The upper level of racing is business. If you're not treating it as a business, you're never going to go there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, those guys are really looking to reach down and find those guys that can run cars.
Yeah. It just made me think, you talk about your favorite comment. My favorite comment was Kyle Busch saying the truck series is nothing but a bunch of renter rides. Now, a bunch of kids renting rides.
And
that was my favorite.
It kind of is. And it'll be interesting to see what that, let's bring it back. Because I have a couple things that I want to talk about this Ram stuff and colleague. What if whoever they choose to drive that car comes in,
wears them out.
Oh
yeah, that's gonna perk a lot of people up.
It's going to change the game. Now, if they come in and they underperform, well, it's over with.
Yeah.
That concept's not going to run. But if they come in,
yeah, but do you put that much pressure on it right off the bat? Like, do you really?
The industry will.
Think?
Yeah,
well, Dodge. Hang on, but Dodge is kind of new, so
but you've got
have an equipment equation there.
You've got 3 established drivers. These other 3 guys, Justin Haley, Butterbean, and Daniel Dye, are going to come in. They're going to be. We know what they can do.
Well, yeah, but if they struggle, though, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
so if they struggle, like if
struggle,
Dodge as a whole struggles,
that's one of the reasons why Dodge coming into it is in the truck series is so important, though, because all the engines are sourced from the same manufacturer.
Yeah,
there is every single engine, whether you got a Chevy, Toyota, Ford, Dodge, or Ram, excuse me, they're all going to have the exact same engine in them. The only thing that's different is going to be a couple of chassis things and the aero. So if the trucks underperform as a unit, then yeah, you can't write that off. You'll still be able to compare the 14 car to the 10, 12, and 16.
Yeah.
Based on, and see what that is.
True.
So there'll be a little bit of margin. There'll be a little bit of grace there for that
so
guy.
In other words, I'm going to be, whoever gets picked, I'm going to be rooting for him pretty hard.
I am. I mean, especially if it's Mini Tyrell.
Yeah.
I've been watching him race cars, tour. I really want that dude to come up. But really getting to know the other guys through this show, honestly, I'm rooting. Whoever fits that seat, I'm going to root for him. I'm probably going to be rooting for Butterbean too.
Yeah.
Because my guy's gone. He's not going to be racing full time in the truck series this year.
Well, I think the sport desperately needs something like that. They need a way for somebody that doesn't have the money but has the talent to break through and get in there and actually have a chance.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't do anything but help guys like me or Brad or whoever around here, or just in general. Just get if there's a way to get a chance. Now, I don't know how all these guys got a chance. I don't know how they get the call to do this.
They win. That's what it was. They won what they raced. They raced well, and they drew attention to themselves, winning their races. Now, I don't know. They didn't go into detail about where they picked them from. Pretty much, you get when you meet the driver, they kind of say where he came from, like just the class that he came from, not anything else, not a certain series or anything like that. So
gotcha. Okay. Well, it's desperately needed, in my opinion. And Roush used to do something similar. They had, because I think that's how Stenhouse kind of came in. There was like a little group. Ford was putting all these drivers together, and they were trying to really push, like, these young kids coming in. They were trying to, build up a Ford program essentially. Of course, Toyota's been working on that through the midget stuff for years, but it's just turned into another just somebody's bringing a bunch of money and they coming in there, they're renting the Coons rides, and then they go rent a Kyle Busch late model, and so it really wasn't. They weren't really trying to help the underfunded guy. Like Bell and Larson, probably the only two, in my opinion, that done that.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, when you there's, we'll get off in the weeds again, but there's not enough emphasis on winning
yeah,
anymore. So if you're a car owner, we talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the Chili Bowl. If you're a car owner, winning don't pay.
yeah.
Winning doesn't pay the Chili Bowl.
No,
I mean, it's not like we had a whole conversation about how the announcers at the Chili Bowl were talking about how great the dome was because it paid.
yeah.
And when you're a car owner, if you're going into something that doesn't pay, well, who cares who you got in the car? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't care about winning at Riverside. If I'm putting somebody in the car, you better bring some money to pay for this car after you tear it up.
Yeah. Yep.
Because you're going to win. What is it? Stock car racers. Come on, put some money in the comments. Like, what are you winning? I know you're winning $1,000 for a 305. Maybe.
Yeah. No,
Maybe on a great night.
at Benton they were. I think it's 500 or 700 at Riverside.
Yeah, can't barely pay for. Well, I guess I'm thinking of 360s, burning up 2 tires and fuel.
305s, you're not really going to hurt the tires much, but
tires,
still,
but it's
like,
still not a lot of money.
If you did, you won your
Well,
tire money back.
If you win,
If you
win, you get it. So it's just, it's when you put more emphasis on winning, you will get people that want to win coming to the track.
Yeah.
At that point, there will be an investment. Your owners have to invest in a good driver to win the money. That's where that'll come in. That's why, that's kind of why it is what it is in NASCAR. It's getting pushed to go that way, is because there is a benefit to winning those races. You make a lot more money, you win the race.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
I don't know.
Well,
but
what blows my mind is the sprint car stuff. If we're talking about sanctioning bodies, not the series and things like that, the late models pay so much better. It ain't funny. I mean, really.
We didn't get to finish our conversation about that the other day. I want to talk more about it, but I think it's because late models are relatable.
Yeah.
I think the entry point to get in it, you can go run a late model for pretty cheap. I mean, and yeah, you can go run a sprint car for pretty cheap, but you run in the back of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go get a late model, and those motors are pretty. It depends on what you're running, but what's the lower class of the late model? It's late model, and then
talking about is it the limited late models or?
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Y'all know I don't like late models, so somebody correct
I don't know
me
my
in the chat, or dirt late models. I don't like dirt late models, but anyway, you can go get in one, and those motors don't make the same power ratio. It's a lot easier. You can build a late model engine in your shop and go and compete. And
well, I mean, I would argue still we built our 360s right here too.
Yeah.
And we done that pretty decently cheap. But
we can get the crew chief in here and sit down and talk about that. And there's a lot of risk in running those engines because you're running them on the edge.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do push them pretty hard.
I
mean, we're turning them anywhere from 8,600 to 91. I have turned it 93 when we had the Fords. Well, I remember turning the 9,300 one night.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, especially at Riverside. Golly,
that thing was screaming. I think it was the first night we put the Ford in, and we had the same gear in it that we would have the Chevrolet. And that I think we usually turned that Chevrolet. It was about 86, 87, kind of what it liked it. Boy, went out there in that Ford, and that sucker turned 93 right off the zip. Boy, that sucker was screaming.
Yeah, that's running them up.
But yeah.
But anyway, it's just, I mean, and they still run those late models turn to ours too, but you just build, when the engine doesn't have to put out as much, you can build, there's not much risk on building the engine. Anyway, you can get in a car cheaper is what I'm trying to say. It's a lot more relatable. It's like stock cars, only a little bit better than stock cars. Not really, but that's what people think. So
no, you love the stock cars.
I do love the stock cars. I think it's the better class to race.
The stock cars is more relatable to me. Now, that one's more relatable.
The stock cars?
Yeah, the stock cars are a lot more relatable.
I agree. They are more relatable, but it's a step. When you go from stocks to sprints, that's a big step. When you go stocks to late models, it's like a little bitty step.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit more money.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know, dude. I know a guy just up the road that spent a ton of money on his stock car.
Yeah,
A ton.
you can do that.
Yeah.
But you can also spend a ton of money on a late model.
Honestly, any of it you can spend as much as you want.
You can, but if you're getting into the entry side of it, it's a whole lot easier getting a late model. It's an easier step from a stock car to a late model than it is from a stock car or even a 305 sprint car to a 410.
Yeah. Well, I guess we need to like call Dad, tell him to come out here, because whenever when I was in go-karts, I can remember this. Dad was trying to move me up. You know, we was gonna go big car racing or something. And I remember that the first car that we found for sale was Enoch Sanders. He was selling his late model. It was for sale at his shop up there where they built the motors and the carts and everything up in Bartlett. We go to look at the car, and Dad looks under it, and he's like, "There's 6 shocks on this thing," and he's walking around looking at it, and he's scratching his head like, "Lord, I don't know if I could figure this out." And then he saw the sprint car. I was like, "Okay, yeah, that's a lot simpler." And that actually is why he went that route, because he was like, the sprint car, model. Yeah, because the sprint car, he's like, this is going to be a lot simpler to work on than the late model. That is why we went down that path, was because of some.
He hadn't told me that before. That's interesting.
Yeah, the simplicity of it,
and that is true. There's a lot more that goes on.
Yeah, a lot more changes, a lot more moving parts, a lot more things, a lot more changes you can make, lot more. In my opinion,
a lot more that you have to make.
Yeah, but I don't know how much any of these guys are doing during the night. You know, I don't know how much. I've never worked on a late model. I don't know how much they're actually doing during the night, but I know that the sprint car is a lot simpler. You know, maybe a little turn here, adjust a shock here, and then walk away. Most of the time, we leave our stagger alone unless we wore a tire out. You change tires, or
it's got to be pretty bad for us to change stagger up,
especially bars.
I will say we did that. We did that at 3 races this past year.
I remember changing bars.
It's pretty high since
during
we didn't
the
even
night.
finish 3 races.
Yeah,
I
know. I can remember changing bars plenty of nights, and now I couldn't even think about it. I'm like, no, like when we unload now, the shocks are so much better now. We're getting way off topic. We're going way out here, but
we're getting out of dirt racing.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah. But
or at least sprint car racing.
Yeah,
410s.
Yeah, but
racing.
like, yeah, just
I'm still trying to talk him into stock cars.
Yeah, but no, no. But yeah, like there's just so many, so it's very little that you had to do on a sprint car, and that was exactly why we went that way.
Yeah,
you know. So
well, that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the rest of it.
Well, bringing it back to the trucks, I wanted to ask you what you think about the provisional that Ram has been given.
The provisional.
Yeah.
I don't know about this either.
They do not have to qualify in.
What?
They get to run those trucks. I don't know if it's all 5. I can't remember if it's all 5 trucks.
Well,
but it's like Jimmy Johnson. He's getting a rate. He does not have to qualify for Daytona this weekend or the next weekend.
He did last year, but you know, people threw a fit because what was the guy that? Oh man,
now.
Is it?
Riley Herbst?
No.
I thought you were gonna say Herbst. That's why I was
IndyCar driver. I think he was an IndyCar driver.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Is it Helio?
I can't remember his name. He was a joke.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful. He didn't have to qualify his way in, but a 7-time Cup champion.
Well, Jimmy Johnson's the 41st car this next weekend.
They caught a lot of crap for that last year. I'm going to say that's
why
they fixed that.
But what do you think about the provisional with the Ram? I mean, what do you think? Even if they don't get
all of them,
they may not get that 25. Well, no, I think Tony Stewart's racing Daytona whether he qualifies or not. And it's been 10 years since he's been in a stock car.
Yeah, that's not right.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I should have to race your way in. I mean, if you're a team that hasn't been around, wait a minute, have they been racing trucks? Colleagues been racing trucks, have they not?
Yes.
They have been racing trucks?
You know what? I don't know, because none of those. I don't know.
You don't know. Well, this is not
good.
This is not good. I can't give an opinion. if they've already been racing trucks, they've had, what is it like the previous year, if you were so high up in points, you're good for the first race of next season, and then everybody else has to qualify their way in. You know what I mean? So like if they're already established in the trucks and they're able to, they already had points from the previous year and they don't have to worry about it, then that's fine. But if they're a brand new team, they haven't had any truck starts, you should have to race your way in, just like everybody else.
So,
in my opinion,
reason this, I actually had Frankie Muniz on the board a couple weeks ago because he's been on Twitter complaining about this provisional that Ram has been given.
Yeah.
Does it change your opinion knowing that Frankie Muniz has complained about it?
Is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Say it again.
Muniz.
I know it was. I guess maybe
Muniz.
Muniz.
I don't know.
Malcolm in the middle. That's the only way I know him.
Yeah. Anyway, so what does that change your opinion? Because he was complaining. You didn't watch Truck Series last year.
Not really.
Frankie sucks.
Yeah, he's not
he
good.
Is, I mean, I respect him because he's like chasing a dream. So
well,
I'm not hating on him, but he's awful.
Well, he's already established. Like everybody in the world knows Malcolm in the middle.
Yeah, he's got.
There's so many jokes about they'd be 3 wide at Daytona or somewhere, and he's in the middle, and they're trying not to say Malcolm's in the middle. You're like everybody knows who he is, and he's just easy to get behind financially.
Well, if he was 3 wide at Daytona in the front, and they wanted to talk about him, that'd be a great way to.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be great marketing.
But not when he's back there in 17th.
But he's 17th.
Yeah.
27th. 32nd.
Yeah.
I mean, he's way back there at the back.
Yeah.
He wrecks out a lot.
I don't even know what his best finish was last year.
But I used to know. I can't remember now.
But
it wasn't relevant.
He's never showed out any. He's bringing a little bit of funding. He's doing something. He's getting right. He's just one of those. I mean,
understand that with the provisional, it doesn't keep anybody else out. The number of slots is still the number of slots. It's the 41st car at Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
They're adding to the stack. So if I don't even remember how many trucks start. I think it's 32 maybe, but if it's 32, 36.
Should be 36.
Whatever it is,
I think.
There's still 36 spots. And then on top of that, there's the colleague spots. So you're saying that a company that spends millions in advertising, they spend millions in development, they spend millions in putting chassis and aero together, and they come out for their first race in modern NASCAR, you don't think they deserve a chance to run the trucks?
If they're
zero
already,
notebooks.
If they've already ran, I think you should at least have to race your way in initially. But I mean, if you race your way in the first,
so they show up to Daytona after spending millions of dollars, not only promoting their brand, but the race.
Look at Michael Waltrip and Toyota. They came in and had to race their way in.
That was a different time. That was a different time.
It was fair. They at least had to race their way in.
Well, that was a little bit different time and a little bit different era of car.
Yeah.
Where, I mean,
well, if you're going to compare trucks to cars now, the trucks are still race. The trucks still race good. The cup cars don't.
They race okay, but they are. I don't disagree with that. It's my favorite series. But they're closer together. They make less power, and they're closer together. I mean, they are literally the same car. It is the same. Every single truck is exactly the same. The only difference you get is setup.
Yeah. Well, the way
a little bit of aero.
In my head, how I'm looking at it, though, was if you and I and Super Dave in there was to put a truck team together, and we went to Daytona, and I finished better. Like if say we're running a qualifying race or something, and I finished better than the colleague guys back here, but I get booted out.
You don't get booted. It's the 40. It's like it's Jimmy Johnson. He's the 41st car. They're not cutting someone else's opportunity to let Jimmy run. He just gets a spot. Period.
Well, then who are you racing?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, who are you racing? Like, if we're not racing the colleague guys, like, who else? I guess I'm confused.
You still have to go compete against the other 36 trucks.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have to beat I can't think of the bottom tier. Only person I can think of is Tony Breidinger, and she's out. She's not even racing, so I can't think of the bottom tier of trucks right now. All I can remember is like the top 10, but you still have to outrace your regular people that are showing up to be 36. So with Ram bringing 5 trucks in, if they're really good, they're putting 5 people out. If they're really bad, then they don't get to race. I support the provisional. I mean, maybe not all 5 trucks, but I do support the provisional because they're at a distinct disadvantage. They don't know what those trucks are going to do on track, and there's no time to get it. In modern NASCAR, there is no time to get that.
No, I don't know. I still kind of stand by. It's the fairest way to do it. Is
See, you talk about
off
Michael
last year's
Waltrip's
points.
You talk about Michael Waltrip's entry into with Toyota. They still had a ton of time on track to run those cars and learn about it.
Yeah, because they had the preseason Thunder or whatever.
They had a lot of time that they could go together to go in,
and they still were
they
terrible.
Practiced. They were, but different era, completely different era. And I don't know that Toyota invested what Dodge has invested in NASCAR, like the NASCAR brand.
No.
I don't know. Because I don't remember it. I mean, I'm a Toyota fan. My favorite drivers all drive Toyotas.
Yeah.
So I'm a Toyota fan through and through. But I do not remember the narrative being what Dodge has put on there. I'm not a Dodge fan. I've never been a Dodge fan my whole life, even as far as driving Dodges. I've owned 2, and
I was a really big fan of the Dodge commercials back in the day.
They were cool.
Really good commercials.
But that's it. I mean, I'm not a Dodge fan. I'm a Ford guy, and then I'm a Chevrolet guy, and then maybe a Mopar guy. Yeah. Maybe, but Mopars always cost more than everything else. So I'm always
that's how I feel about the Ford. The Ford, or at least in the sprint car stuff, the Ford stuff was.
I was born
way more expensive.
I was born into Ford, so I can't.
Yeah.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Nah, the Ford stuff was way more expensive.
Well, you only got to spend the money once.
The sprint car stuff. Spend the money once.
Yeah.
Not when it blows up 9 times in a row.
No, Ford makes a better product. That was the engine builder.
I disagree. I disagree. They were coming straight. They were coming
wasn't
straight
that
from
when you were building them in the shop?
No. We built the Chevrolet here, but the Ford got built in North Carolina, and they couldn't live longer than a night.
That was engine builder. That wasn't the Ford.
Yeah, I'll never forget that phone call. That was pretty funny. Dad doesn't care if I say this, but we went to Wheatland, Missouri. We won a 360 race there. It was oh man, what was it called? Open Wheel Showdown. We won the Open Wheel Showdown 2016, and that was the first night on that motor. And we went to Texas the next weekend, and it started knocking during engine heat. Put the other one in, and got home. I don't even remember how that weekend went. We got home and tore the motor down. Didn't say nothing to them. We tore the motor down ourselves, and 5 of the 8 pistons all had cracked skirts on them, and the piston wall clearance on it was ridiculous. Okay, it was just basically just whooping the piston, but it was mean while it lived.
Yeah.
And him and that guy were talking on the phone right here, and he said, "You took that motor apart?" He said, "Yeah, I did." Dad said, "Yeah, I did." He said, "I'm gonna tell you something." He said, "I can build these motors and blow them up too. It costs a lot less money." He said, "I'm just gonna do it myself," and we did. We started building them ourselves after that, and I think we only had issues with one. And the only time we had issue was during the fuel line kinked down there at my legs and leaned the darn motor out.
Oop.
So
that'll do it.
And that was at Knoxville. But
Stormy said, "So you think the provisional should belong to the driver or the team?" I say team. It's not a driver thing. It's a team thing. I mean, unless it's a Jimmy or even a Tony Stewart. If Tony Stewart wants to go drive that truck race, put Tony in the truck.
But I don't know. I got mixed emotions on it. I feel like it should be with the number, like the car, personally.
Well, it's a business, and having Jimmy race the Daytona 500 is going to get people to watch Daytona 500.
You think people are going to tune in because Jimmy's there?
100%.
I don't think so. Not anymore.
That's an old
You're
fan.
an old fan.
That's an old fan that's died off that doesn't watch NASCAR anymore because NASCAR sucks compared. Well, I mean, it started to suck at the end of Jimmy's life.
They are on the ultimate apology tour right now.
I know.
So,
that's why you let Jimmy drive for free. You just let Jimmy drive.
Yeah.
It brings it. They're gonna let Jimmy drive.
I could
might
see
have to
it
watch
being.
that.
I could see it in the Cup Series being a champions provisional because I mean we've done sprint car stuff has done that.
Brother, I just don't understand. From me as a business owner, the amount of money that's gone into this.
Oh, I know.
And they show up and can't race. Your dad commented, or crew chief commented,
Oh boy.
you can't spend. Well, I can't see it because the dang heart's in the way. You can spend all you want and show up to an outlaw race, and they don't care if you don't make the show. That's because the outlaws suck at business, and that's why they're a dying brand at the moment. And High Limit's going to put them out.
Oh.
That's my take. That's my 2
Yeah,
cents.
but you
Hate
can
on it if you want.
but in that stuff, I mean, it's kind of different than the NASCAR stuff because in my
It
opinion,
is because there's not near as much money tied up in the whole game.
In the dirt stuff though, like the outlaw stuff, you can have the best equipment, you can have the best money can buy, and I know this because I've watched it. I have watched people that are super crazy wealthy come in here. They'll show up in 2 different rigs, and then they got another rig that they just got a bunch of parts in and they're living out of. Show up in 3 rigs, unload like 2 or 3 race cars, brand new stuff, nice as everything they could have, and run terrible.
Yep.
So
the dirt's the equalizer.
The dirt's the equalizer in this case. So like an outlaw show, yeah, it's correct. Now you could argue about the format, like like Knoxville Nationals. I know we've talked about like in the past. They don't really necessarily have the best format, in my opinion, but at least in the dirt world, you race for it, and drivers make up a lot more. But in the pavement world, it's a little bit different.
Well, in the pavement world, me and Ryan, shout out Ryan Brinkley. Hope you're watching, bro. We were talking about other forms of racing. We were talking about hill climbs, and we were talking about Pikes Peak hill climb the other day, and how Pikes Peak. Are you familiar with Pikes Peak hill climb? Pikes Peak is a peak in Colorado, and it's like 14,000 something feet in the air. And there's one single road that goes up it, and it's full of switchbacks, this and that. I mean, it's a steep road. They used to have, well, they still have a race every year. They have a race weekend, race week. I can't remember how many days it is. It's on my bucket list. But well, I've already accomplished one bucket. I did get to drive up Pikes Peak in a buddy of mine's car because he was stationed out there in Colorado Springs when I went out there. So that's one bucket list check, but I really want to race it. But anyway, it's a hill climb, and it used to be all dirt. And it's sheer. Like if you go off, it's sheer. Now it's all paved. The whole they did it in sections. So you can go back and look, and there are years where it's all dirt. And then there's a little section at the bottom that's dirt. And there's a little more that's paved, and then dirt the rest of the way. And then a little more and a little more and a little more. They finally got it paved all the way up. I can't remember what year it was, maybe 2010, 2012, something like that. Paved all the way to the top. And now a lot more people take part in that race. The reason for that is because the coefficient of grip is real. You know how much grip you can make. Dirt, you're guessing.
Yeah.
I mean, grip on dirt cannot be measured, but grip on a hard surface can be measured, and you can plan for it. So that's the difference in. I think that's just a good illustration on how you can.
That's
measure.
what makes the dirt racing so. Listen,
I
don't.
That's why anybody can show up in anything, and you can have somebody like a Ryan Tim show up in good equipment, but a better setup car, and he can smoke everybody.
Yeah, and win Knoxville Nationals.
Yes.
Win the biggest race of the year.
Yep.
And
I don't smoked him. Didn't even like
compared to everybody else. I don't know how good his stuff is. I don't know.
Well, it was good enough to compete.
I mean, it's great. It has to be good stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
good enough to compete.
You can't win that race me on junk, but I just think that that's what makes dirt racing so much more fun. I know a lot of people.
Yeah, there's no way Rand's going to show up and do that.
2 things real quick. I've had a lot of people messaging me this week. Obviously, we weren't selling the podcast stuff. A lot of people were like, "Why are you quitting the podcast?" Because I put all that stuff up for sale. It was stuff we didn't use. And anyway, so I had a lot of people asking, "Why are you quitting the podcast?"
Quitting racing, quitting podcasting.
Yeah, quitting, or just quitting everything. And no matter what I do from here on out, y'all, I don't plan to quit racing. That's not the plan. There's things in the works, but I don't care what I do.
Stock cars.
Yeah, I don't care what I do. To me, my opinion, the best form of dirt racing, or the best form of oval track racing is still always going to be wing sprint car racing, just because of what it takes to do it, and the dirt and the constant changing in the racetrack throughout the night, like, and just how treacherous it is all the time. Like, to me, it'll always and forever probably will be the the coolest, like the most competitive, the most fun to watch. Like, it's got everything you could possibly want, in my opinion. No, I'm not planning on doing it anymore, but that's for other reasons. But it's still, to me, it'll always be where the best guys go, in my opinion. You know, um, but yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion on it. I think when you start comparing the asphalt to the dirt stuff, the equipment on the dirt doesn't matter as much. It still plays a big factor. You still have to have good stuff, but on the pavement side, that's why with the Ram stuff, they better bring something good. And if they're off 2/10,
They're not going to make the show.
they're in trouble.
They're not going to make the show. All the money they've spent to support NASCAR, I don't even care. Like, the risk of their own brand, that's on them. That's on them. But all the other things they've done to promote racing in general, you lose all that. You lose this driver thing.
Yeah.
You don't have that anymore. If you cannot race in those races, you cannot put that show on and give those guys that are you a chance to race. If you don't have a chance to race, you can't give them a chance to race.
Yeah.
So if they show up with lesser equipment, I mean, and like your Daytonas, it's going to show. But how many times can you show up, even on an oval track, you show up with a little bit less equipment and a driver make a difference?
Oh,
I mean, I think Ross Chastain is. I talked about him earlier. I think he is part of the reason.
But a place at Daytona, and I will tell
or
you
SVG
this.
is even better, since we're talking about Trackhouse.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he can show up in lesser equipment, which everybody knows that they have lesser
road
equipment,
course and kill them.
but he can outdo Hendricks, Joe Gibbs, Penske cars.
And they got a lot better equipment.
They have the best equipment.
Yeah, and he murders them.
Yes.
I mean, badly.
Yeah, and then Ross Chastain, you can bring it to him too on his oval stuff.
You've got a lot of factors on the racetrack that matter, and he makes up a little bit of difference. He's making up a half a tenth here, a hundredth here, and every corner he makes. You know what I mean? There's a lot more opportunity. Now, somewhere like Daytona, there's qualifying. I'm telling you this from experience. I had the lowest car that Gearhart Racing brought to that place. There was 3 that day, and they by far gave me the slowest of the 3. And yet I went 3rd fastest. I beat the other 2 cars, but the only reason I did that was because of timing. Like, I literally picked up some more cars off pit road, and I got a faster time because of it, than they did. But if we were out there single car running, dude, I was 5, 6, 7, 8 mile an hour off the pace from them.
Yeah.
So
all that good equipment gets put. There's a big difference between the two.
Shout out to Chris Buescher. If Chris Buescher just happens to listen to this some kind of way, somebody send it to him.
Somebody put it on him.
Shout out to Chris Buescher for pushing me that day, because he was the one pushing me. he made me go faster. But yeah, so Daytona is just not that. Well, Daytona will tell you how good they are.
That's right.
Single qualifying.
I really don't think they'll have to use them. I really think that they're going to come with as much as they've invested. I don't think they're going to show up with junk. But at a place like Daytona, where a couple tenths do matter, they need to be in the show, because when they're pack racing, it doesn't matter. If they're pack racing at Daytona, if they can stay in there, they can be a part of the race and be something.
It's going to matter when it comes to the racing with handling, but as
far as speed goes, they'll be able to tuck in the draft. They may not be able to lead the race, but at least they'll be able to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah,
tucking in the draft like that. So I'm for it. I'm for the provisional. I don't think they'll need it. I really think they'll show up with good stuff. But if they do, it'll save them. It'll save them a little bit till they get their program on board. By the end of the year, they will not need them.
Yeah.
Especially with these drivers, aside from the other one that's coming in. Those guys, they're gonna have fast cars. I mean, they're gonna have fast drivers and I think good cars. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I'll definitely be
I'm
rooting.
excited.
I'll
I
well,
have not
I want to
been.
go watch it now.
I do too.
You've got me real
I've been
interested.
kicking around.
I didn't know about all the off track
Well,
stuff.
dude, did you? There's like 8 Cup drivers that are racing Daytona too. I mean, there's
In the trucks.
in the
Yeah,
trucks.
yeah,
I told Hannah the other night, I was like, what if we just had the Daytona?
yeah.
I mean, it's slow at work. That's the only thing that scares me is like it's slow at work. So I don't have the money to go to Daytona. But
yeah.
if you know, if I
Somebody
had a way
send,
to get down, if somebody got me a ticket for the truck race, I'd find the
I
way
was
to
gonna
get
say
there.
somebody send Uncle Bo some business over here so he can go to Daytona, watch a race. That'd
Yep.
be look, I'd go all the time if I
I
could.
mean, we still got a week to decide. That's the thing. Daytona may sell out, but the truck race won't.
No, the truck's
So
not.
I go down. I will
Truck never
definitely
does.
go
The
down
Xfinity
there.
race, you'll be able to walk in the day of the Xfinity
Yeah.
race and walk in and buy a
Yeah.
ticket.
So we may do that. There's some other stuff that we got NASCAR related. Bowman Gray and the Clash has been postponed until Wednesday.
Yeah.
After they got they got the snow we got last week, and then yesterday they got another 11 inches of snow.
Yeah.
So they postponed that. What do you think about the Clash at Bowman Gray?
Well, right now they're finding out they shouldn't have races in January and early February in North Carolina.
Yeah, that's a risk. That's a risk that gets
it's kind of a risk.
there.
But if you go to Daytona, like you said the other night, we were talking about this. The racing does suck at Daytona in the Cup car. It's garbage.
Yep.
But when I told you I was for that, again, I go back to thinking about old days when the cars were good there.
I agree at that.
At
that point,
it was great then, but now no, it would be a dud. My opinion. Heck, maybe just take them to New Smyrna.
You know, can do that.
Just take them to New Smyrna, the short track down there, and just do that. Or they've got a place on the
there's one in Pensacola.
Yeah. Well, at the Speedway, they used to have. If I'm not mistaken, they used to close off the back straightaway, and they had a short track, and the late models would race back there.
Yeah.
So they had a short track back there on the back stretch.
I love Bowman Gray. I love the idea of being there. I also think they run modifieds over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those mods are about 600 horsepower. The new NASCAR this year, that'll be 750 horse, a little bit heavier car, but 750 horse on that little bitty old track. That's a football field, just so y'all know. Bowman Gray is the size of a football field. So you are running a quarter mile around is all that it is.
Yeah. I think that place the racing would be a lot better if it was banked. Like if it was high banked or something.
But man, short flat track, is that not what NASCAR was built on?
I mean, it was, but I think it would be cool. Like North Wilkesboro to me, when they put all that banking in it, they repaved it. The racing got really good
because you got more than one lane.
Yeah, now you got more than one lane. You're up there beating the fence down, and to me, that was when the racing got good there.
It's a little bit rougher. They call it the Madhouse for a reason. Those mod races are rough.
Yeah,
you will get roughed up racing there. I hope that NASCAR brings a little bit of beating and banging. They did a little bit last year, but I think they told everybody to keep it at bay. I mean, NASCAR was playing it safe last year, but I feel like this year, there's a little bit of heat coming in this season. I don't know. I'm excited for what's coming up. I'm excited for Wednesday night. It's 5:00 Central Time Wednesday night. If you're not doing anything, tune in and watch the Clash.
Since we're so heavy on the NASCAR stuff, and you may not want to talk about this, I just wanted to touch on it just because it was so interesting. But what did you think about the Brian Vickers stuff with Epstein list?
I never liked Brian Vickers, so it's a pretty easy. Like in that era of NASCAR, I was a kid, so I didn't really have. He didn't have a huge influence.
For those that
on
don't
my life,
know it, I'm sure anybody listening to this probably already knows this, but like 3 days ago, whatever it was,
something like that.
The Epstein files, which is a garbage anyway, because they've redacted stuff that people that weren't even victims. It's just a bunch of garbage, but
yeah, it's a bunch of stuff to make you just to get distracted. Something else is going on right now.
Yeah.
And they're using that to distract everybody and make the libs mad.
Brian Vickers and his wife are on this list, and I didn't realize that his wife, her name's escaping me right at the moment, but she worked directly under Ghislaine Maxwell, which was Jeffrey's girlfriend.
Yep.
And Yeah, and there were emails back and forth between Jeffrey and Brian.
Yeah.
And it was
Wow.
pretty disturbing. So, do you think anybody else is going to end up coming out
Probably.
in the NASCAR world?
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. NASCAR does separate itself from the
Well, there was also a
norms.
post going around, and my dad even shared it to me. It said Brian Vickers and Michael Waltrip, which the Michael Waltrip one, people took that and put Michael. They just put Michael in the same bubble with Brian like
Yeah.
immediately, but
I saw that
Michael was
too.
only mentioned because Brian was driving for Michael,
And they were looking for sponsorship
at the time.
And there was an issue with Michael Waltrip had an issue with Brian being tied to Epstein. If you really read the emails,
Yeah.
Michael Waltrip did not want that relationship.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to be associated. So
Well,
he's great,
Aaron's
or at least the leadership at
the
MWR did.
sponsors didn't want it.
Yeah.
Aaron's was in talks, talking about how like, hey,
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
we don't like this, you know. So like, it's just crazy to me that in 2012 all that was happening and we didn't know a thing.
Did you see?
Crazy.
Did you see the guy? I mean, I'm sure more than one person said it. I saw a guy earlier today. He said he wanted to vacate Michael's wins,
Really?
or not Michael's, Brian's.
Brian's?
Yeah, Brian's wins. He wanted to vacate him because of his moral character. I'm like, I that's stupid.
You
to
could
me.
say the same thing for what was the guy that like murdered? He drove the Zaxby's car. I'm really terrible. This is why we need. This is why we need to be able to look up stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Townley. Is that
Still,
right?
it's not ringing a bell.
Townley. I think it was Townley. Like, yeah, he like murdered something like his girlfriend or his wife or something. And I watched him win at Daytona. I was standing on pit road when he won the ARCA race at Daytona.
Who's that dude that went to jail in the NFL for beating his wife, and now he plays it for the NFL again?
Oh, that's like half of them.
Yeah,
that's like half the players. What do you mean?
I'm not one of those people that like. I'm not one of those people that holds. While I disagree, if he did take part in anything that they've proven happened at Epstein's Island, like, dude probably needs to be killed. But to vacate, I mean, he still won the races.
Yeah,
he still won them.
Yeah.
And to go back and change the record books, I think Kyle Busch, Jeff Gordon, and somebody else would have been the winners of that race. But they didn't win the race.
No,
they lost the race because they couldn't drive their car better than he could that day.
Listen, how many races did he even win?
3.
I'm about to say, you really worried about? You really worried about a handful?
It's not really nothing. Yeah, it's stupid. It's a stupid conversation.
I would love to win 3 cup races. Don't get me wrong. Like I'd love to be able to say I won 3 cup races, but compared to many others, it's like, nah, it's really not worth messing with.
No, it's not.
It's not worth all the trouble.
Don't change it. Just put it. Just make it known. Like, if he was a bad guy, tell everybody, hey, this was a bad dude. He could halfway drive a race car sometimes.
Yeah.
But he was a bad dude. I mean, I'm sure there's been other bad dudes that drove race cars, and we're not talking about their records.
The guy that murdered people, Hernandez.
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez. That's who I was thinking of.
Oh, that's who you're thinking of?
Yeah.
Oh, I watched the documentary on that twice. It's crazy. This dude was murdering people and winning Super Bowls at the same time.
Yeah.
Crazy. We're going to take the Super Bowl away from the Patriots because he was murdering people? That's
absolutely
what I'm saying.
Not.
You can't do that.
Absolutely not.
You can't do that.
That's wild.
Yeah, we're never going to know the whole list, in my opinion. I think.
Well, it's all a bunch of bull crap anyway.
Well,
don't get your panties in a wad over it.
We're talking politics now, but like, I was one of the ones that was like, yeah, we're going to get them. Like, we're going to finally know about all these people. All these corrupt people are going to get arrested, and this is going to get taken care of. It's going to be cleaned up. It's going to be great. And then, and it was a little cheesy. I thought Pam Bondi and Cash Patel out there waving them binders, and they're like, hey, I got the list right here. And then 1 week goes by, 2 weeks goes by, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks goes by, and you're like,
well, maybe we can get our boy Noah Scarborough on here to talk about it sometime.
We do need Noah to come here.
We're not going to talk about that, though.
Yeah, I say, we do need Noah.
Conversation.
If we're going to get into politics, we can.
Yep.
Yeah, we might need to just start another show. Politics.
To get off the politics, run away from it as fast as I possibly can. I got a couple other things that I wanted to bring up that are racing news, but Brandon's probably not going to know anything about them. So, have you seen anything about the King of Hammers?
No.
King of Hammers is a race in the desert. It's an off-road race in the desert outside of Las Vegas, I believe. And I've been seeing a lot of videos. It looks like a deadgum fight club. It's a
Really?
big party. A lot of that race is a big party. They go out on the rocks and everything. And
Where'd you say this is?
it's outside of Vegas.
Outside of
Well,
Vegas.
somewhere over there. I would have to look at the map to see exactly where it's at. But I know you fly to Vegas to go. If you were going to go watch, you'd fly into Vegas and then ride out to it. But it's a rough race. It's like the terrain is rough. And I've been seeing videos of these fights they're breaking out, and they're on a cliffside. Dudes will go to swapping blows and they'll roll down the cliff. It's all rocks and sand. I mean, it's
Wow.
terrible. It's desert racing, mountain desert racing, and they are fighting it up. It's pretty
Wow.
crazy. I've been watching the King of Hammers. I'll put it on if I'm sitting at the desk. I'll put it on and let it run, just because off-road racing is another one of those things that's on my bucket list.
You're just into all of it.
I am.
You're pretty much into all of it.
But it's it's been interesting. I don't know what's going on over there. I know it's pretty, it can get rowdy, just like any kind of racing that you're out all night. It gets rowdy at times, but it's definitely looked a little rowdier this year.
It's just like drag racing. I don't know how people get mad at drag racing. There's no contact. It's like, well, what are you mad about? The light turns on for the same time for everybody. What are you mad at?
There's a lot of stuff. We won't get into that because it gets off. Did
I
you
don't
hear?
get it.
This is another headline. Did you hear that the World Rally Championship could potentially be coming back to the United States
I've
after
heard about that.
40 years?
I have heard about this.
They're looking at Kentucky and Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
World Rally Championship, those are probably premier drivers. Those, as far as car handling ability and driving, those guys, they're top tier.
Yeah.
You can say what you want about the 410 guys, but their car
they're bad
handling
at the bone.
skills, but those World Rally
They race
guys
on all the surfaces. They do all the stuff.
Yeah, they're insane.
They really are.
Looking at Kentucky and Tennessee,
I tell you who's stupider: the people that stand on the side of the road and watch them go by.
Man. They're going by at 100 miles an hour.
They're the dumbest people ever.
And like 10 feet from the track, it's nuts.
Yeah,
100 miles an hour is kind of slow, but
not when
I mean,
not if I'm standing from me to you from the car.
What I'm saying is 100 miles an hour is slow on those straights. Those guys are doing more than 100 miles an hour.
Yeah,
they're going fast on the straightaways and stuff.
Yeah,
I could see sitting inside of a corner or something like that, with next to a tree.
Yeah,
you know.
What do you think about Trump bringing the Indy cars to Washington?
I think that's sick.
I think it's cool.
I think it's sick.
The one good thing that might happen in Washington.
Yep, I'm not a big fan of the Indy or F1 road races, just because there's not a lot of opportunities to actually race hard.
Yeah.
I think the Vegas race had like one opportunity to pass the whole course.
Yeah. Well, I'm not.
Nashville's the same way with the Indy cars in Nashville.
I don't want to crap on people that love F1, but like F1 gained a ton of fans because of the documentary on Netflix or whatever, and I watched it too. And they make it look and sound amazing.
It's purebred racing, brother.
On that documentary. And like it's wonderful on the documentary. But then you go actually watch the race and I'm like, this isn't entertaining to me.
It's pretty.
But people get so sucked into it,
Well, there's shorter races. Your qualifying matters a little bit more. There's not much opportunity to actually be racy.
Well, like Monaco. Like the last time that the pole,
I love watching Monaco, but I like
to watch it. But the last time that the pole sitter didn't win the race was in like the 80s.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like,
I like to watch those races that are through famous areas, like the famous tracks that I've been reading about my whole life. I love to see that through the towns and everything. Just go watch it for the imagery. But anyway, the Rally Championship coming. They're saying 27. So as soon as they release the dates, I'm putting that on my calendar. I plan on going to that.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be one of the coolest things to come to our side.
What if we're racing? What do you mean?
Well, World Rally Championship is not a one-day race. So
is it not?
No.
How long do they usually go for?
It'll be a multi-stage race more than likely. So it'll be over a couple days.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
we'll have to consider that then, especially if it's going to be here.
Yeah,
which I don't know. Tennessee's like 6.5, 7 hours to those.
Yeah, they're looking at Tennessee and Kentucky. So I'm assuming that there's some track that they're looking at that borders both states, but they're looking to make sure the infrastructure's there to get stuff in and out and manage the people and everything that's going to come watch. So that'll be pretty neat. I think that's all I got as far as race news and stuff that's caught my eye over the
Well,
past
we
week.
we got a lot of the NASCAR stuff off our chest because Brad wasn't here.
Yep. Well, next week's Daytona week, so I don't know that there's going to be all kinds of storylines and narratives.
Hey, I don't know. Volusia's tomorrow. Well, we got Volusia going on right now.
Right
At
now.
ASCS.
Yep.
But you got the Outlaw guys are headed there. They're going to be there. What's today? Monday. They'll be there Wednesday night. So we got
There
all
may
that
be
to talk
some
about
stuff.
Too.
There may be some stuff. I haven't even gotten into the Cup side of Daytona 500. I
Yeah.
know there's a lot of stuff developing, and I'm sure that the storyline colleagues had a lot of my storyline tied up right now. But
All I can say about the NASCAR Cup stuff as of late is thank God for Denny Hamlin.
Amen to that.
Denny
Championship year this year.
I hope so. I'm a big Larson fan. I don't deny that. I put a little emphasis on it just to be funny, just for Brad. But I was so disappointed that my guy won the championship, and I was disappointed.
Yep.
Just because of the
I'm
look.
excited to see this year.
I'm
excited
hoping
to see. I know there's a lot of people are talking about. There's a lot of things changing at Joe Gibbs, and of course, Denny's getting older. But
yeah,
I think getting back to with the level that he competes at the past 2-3 years, getting back to an old school style points thing where he knows the mindset that's going to go into that.
Yeah.
He's just going to revert back to a younger race day with the new Denny Hamlin. I think this year's it. I think he is the one.
So.
Now the only guy that really worries me is Ryan Blaney.
Yeah.
If Ryan Blaney does not have 8 DNFs last year, he wins
year,
the regular season, and there's no telling what he does in the playoffs.
Yeah. Last year he had 8, 9 DNFs. It was ridiculous. Yeah. But a lot of it wasn't even his fault.
None of it was his fault. There was like one that was questionable whether he overdrove the car or got into, I can't even remember which one it was, but the majority of the time he had 3 engine failures.
Yeah. I was at Talladega when he got caught up at that one in the spring.
Yeah, he had 3 incidents where somebody straight up smoked him, and then there's one that it was 8 or 9. I can't remember all of them off the top of my head, but anyway, he's a good driver. But and if you haven't looked at him lately, they change their look all the time, but he's got the Dale Earnhardt stash. So
yeah, no, it's not the Dale Earnhardt stash,
dude. That Joker,
nobody.
It's close.
Nobody can have the Dale Earnhardt stash.
It's close.
Nobody can.
If he wins this year, it's gonna get brought up. I'm just gonna tell you. Yeah,
nobody can have the Earnhardt stash like Earnhardt did.
It's not like
I don't even think Dale Jr. could have the Earnhardt stash.
Absolutely not. It's not just like it, but man, it's a stash.
Yeah,
it's something to be proud of.
Are you Blaney crushing right now?
I'm not crushing, but I do appreciate a good mustache when I see it. I can't grow a thick one, so.
Oh, this is all I can do right here. This is it. This is the best I can do. Well, do you want to make a pick real quick for Volusia, for the Outlaws? Who wins this week?
I'll be honest. That NOS Energy car.
Sheldon?
Looks good.
But is it going to be fast?
I don't know, but it looks fast.
It does look good.
It looks fast.
All the NOS cars typically look good. The only one that I never really liked is Wyndham's.
It looks like they cleaned that one up, though, and really made those, like the base colors, pop way more on this car.
Yeah.
I really like it. So
you're picking Sheldon because his car looks good?
I might as well.
You going to pick him for all nights? Every night?
No, can't do that.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. I don't know. I really hope Kofoid is good. I think he's going to be.
I'm going to say David Gravel wins 2 races.
You're probably right.
I'll say Kofoid wins 1. I'll say Macedo wins the other.
I forgot about Macedo.
Now I don't know the order.
I may have to pick him for my year. We were talking about that. I still hadn't looked. I've had so many other things going on. I hadn't looked at the season, but Macedo might be a good pick for the whole season.
For the championship?
Mm-hmm. Could be. He was on and off too much last year, but I don't know. I'm a risky guy. I like to take a little risk every now. He's got the talent to do it. When he's on, he's on.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. One of these days, guys, I'm gonna learn all this, and I'm gonna be able to pull up.
We'll be seamless.
Yeah. One of these days, I'm gonna get it figured out. Okay. I need a few more snow days because I've been busy working on other stuff.
Don't say that. A lot of people hate you for
I
that.
don't want more snow days. Let me just clarify. I don't want more snow days.
I wouldn't mind them. I like the snow.
Well, I don't. I would like for I would like to be able to go somewhere, drive somewhere, and it's not freaking rough. Roads ain't rough.
I do
I'm not having to
understand
drive
that.
20 miles an hour everywhere I go. I'd like to not bust my end out here on the driveway, trying to walk to the shop. Although I have not fallen, not one time.
I hadn't either.
It'll probably
will
happen.
now.
I'm about to say it'll probably happen when I walk to the truck, but I have not fell this whole time yet. But yeah, I could definitely use a few more days if I could just spend a little more time and learn everything. Like I said, I've never had to mess with this kind of stuff before, not this deeply. I do good to turn a PlayStation on. I ain't gonna lie to you, but
You wouldn't believe all the stuff we've learned.
we've learned a lot.
We just kind of split responsibilities on this deal, and
Yeah.
it's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
It's a lot to do.
It is a lot. Well, like Will was doing shorts and stuff for the socials. I don't know how to do that, and so like I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to do all that. You know, that posting every day like we were.
Yep.
That's how you gain some momentum. And I mean, yeah, I could manually do it with my phone, go in and do it that way, but there's got to be better ways to do it. But I'm just in the midst of trying to, work and do all this other stuff I'm trying to do, trying to figure that out all the same. That stuff just doesn't click for me as well as other stuff.
I know we're wrapping up, but Stormy did say that Donnie will win one.
Donnie will win one. You think Donnie's gonna win?
I
one?
don't think so, Stormy.
I'm
not a Donnie Schatz hater. They've accused me of that before, but
listen, he's
past his prime.
won some races in Volusia. I know he can do it. I just don't know his ride yet. I just don't know how good they're gonna be. Kind of hard to say.
I don't
know how him and his new crew chief are gonna mesh.
I don't know. I mean, he could surprise us all and have a winning setup this year. Who knows?
Listen,
I would love it if he did.
Listen, I hope he can win a race or two. Kind of go and he's kind of closing out his career. I feel like I'm hoping he can win a race or two. Kind of go out on a good note.
Shoot, win the championship. Go out. Quit. Win it and quit.
Well, listen, I didn't say I was a Donnie Schatz fan. I'm just saying, I'd like for him to go out on a decent note. And Kyle Busch. I really hope Kyle Busch wins a race this year. I really wanted to win a race. I never thought I'd say that. All those years.
I'm a Kyle Busch fan.
I root for Kyle Busch now.
He's not even in my top 5, but I am a fan of Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I do hope that he can pull one out this year. I hope RCR's program's a little bit better. They got something to fight for now, though.
Yeah.
Somebody called them some bad words, and
boy,
now they're fired up, ready to go.
I know. We're trying to close, but did you see Austin Dillon's car for the Clash?
No.
Oh my goodness, it looks awesome.
Does it?
It looks like
like I said, I haven't looked at the Cup stuff.
They posted it. It looks like Kevin Harvick's car did in like 2003, 2004, like that era right there. But it's got orange in it. It's a little bit of orange. Like it's got like a mesh of kind of what Austin's had, but it's got like that old Harvick look to it too.
That's good.
And it looks good.
It looks really good.
It looks really
Maybe
good.
Tomorrow.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around with us. Thanks for being patient with us.
We appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, everybody that watches. Everybody, I know a lot of people don't watch it live. They come in, they listen to it at work or on their way to work, on the way home. We appreciate it. All the support. We've got a lot more support than I ever thought we'd have.
Yeah.
Like I said, we just do this for fun. We just do it because we want to. Not because we have to. We just do it because we want to. But guys, make sure you leave something in the comments. You leave a thumbs up if you like what you heard. Any opinions, any thoughts, comments, whatever.
Comment them. We want to hear
comment.
all of it.
Leave it below. We'd appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next week.
One more thing, we got this whole blackboard right here that we'd love to help y'all out. If you got anything that's coming up, our race season's coming up. If you got anything that you need us to help you push, obviously we have a big Riverside following, so anybody local that's got something they need, the local racers would use or need, let us know. We'd love to put your name up on there and get you some exposure.
Yeah. And I'm still shooting for Wrangler. I got all my Wrangler on still. I'm a big Wrangler guy. Okay, I'm still pushing for that. But y'all stay tuned in. I told you earlier, I'm not done racing. I'm not going anywhere. it's just we're going a different route, and we're gonna make that announcement on this podcast. You're gonna hear about it first here before you
Yep.
hear about it anywhere else.
Whatever we decide to do.
Yeah, whatever we decide to do, you're gonna know about it here first.
Dirt
Make sure
track stock cars. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm this
Okay.
close, guys. I'm this close to
that
getting
note,
him into it.
see y'all.
Let her
Let her
eat.
eat.